What's happening, people? Hope you're all well. So, Tyson Fury gets by the skin of his teeth against Francis Ngannou. I think the key thing here is two components. I think that Tyson Fury is a declining fighter, and I think that Tyson Fury probably didn't get up for this fight. So, I think that Tyson Fury is a declining fighter because, in fact, let me start with the second point because that's a shorter one, so it'll be quick and easy to move through. I don't think Tyson Fury always gets up for fighters that he doesn't see as a threat, and I honestly believe he didn't see Francis Ngannou as a serious threat. Um, we've seen this in the past. You know, he didn't. He was underwhelming against Wallin. He was underwhelming against Wilder the third time. I don't think he got up for that one. When he fought Sefer Safiri in his comeback fight, I know it was a comeback fight, but he didn't really look great in that. He doesn't always look great in fights that he doesn't get up for, so to speak. So, am I surprised he underperformed here? No, but am I surprised how much he underperformed? Yes, and that probably leads on to the next point. I also think Tyson Fury is a declining fighter. I was saying this before Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou. I was saying this guy's a declining fighter because in the Chisora fight, you see, when someone's winning, people don't always notice the flaws. But you see, because I watch a lot of boxing, even though the guy won, I'm like, yeah, he won, but I'm comparing this to different performances. And in the third Chisora fight, when he fought Derek Chisora, who is also a declining fighter, who's also got slow foot speed now, was marching up to Tyson Fury and unloading big bombs. Are you telling me that the Tyson Fury of 2015 that fought Vladimir Klitschko, that was dancing on his feet, 40-something-year-old Derek Chisora is marching up to that version of Tyson Fury and unloading big bombs? Tyson Fury would be well away with his feet. Tyson Fury used to have very quick feet. Tyson Fury no longer has quick feet. He is static and he is slow. And that was evident in the Chisora fight. It was actually evident in the third Wilder fight. Now, admittedly, he actually lost. He actually looked a bit better against Dillian Whyte for whatever reason. I think he came in liar against Whyte as well. But it was noticeable in the third Wilder fight. He looked sluggish. He looked slow. His reactions didn't look so great. And then against Chisora, his feet were slow. His reactions weren't great. And in this fight, it looked even worse. His feet looked slow. His reactions weren't great, which I think is partly why he got knocked down. I think in 2015, he would have just slipped out the way of that. He got knocked down. And I think now what you're seeing, because one of the first things when a fighter goes on the decline is their feet go. Their hand speed is still there, but their feet are slow. So I think his feet have gone. I think his reflexes are now gone. His reaction times have gone. And I think that this has made him, and his energy levels have gone. It actually reminds me a bit of Whyte versus Jermaine Franklin, because I think the same thing is kind of happening to Dillian Whyte as well. And I don't know if it's because Tyson Fury hasn't always lived the life of a boxer, because that can increase the speed of a decline. I don't know if it's just what would have happened anyway because of his body. But Tyson Fury is on the decline, and he has been for a while. So I think Tyson Fury is a declining fighter. And I think that's a lot to do with what happened in this fight. Now, don't forget, a lot of credit has to go to Francis Ngannou making his pro debut, and he goes and arguably beats Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury still has the boxing IQ, like in his brain. You know, in his brain, he knows what he wants to do. He knows what he wants to do in the ring. So, in terms of his boxing brain, that is not worse than it was when he was in his peak, maybe 2015. In fact, he probably knows more about boxing now than he did in 2015. But are you telling me that when I'm 50 years old, I might know more than I know now at 29? But the likelihood is that the physical attributes are going to deteriorate to a point where if I go forward in time and fight the 50-year-old version of myself, God willing I live that long, if I go into the future and fight the 50-year-old version of myself that knows more about boxing, I'm still probably going to win. Because you might know more in your head, but if your body's not going to follow, then you're going to be worse. So I think Tyson Fury, his boxing brain is still there, but his body has declined. That's my opinion. And I think he knows. I think this is why the Usyk fight hasn't been made. But I think both Usyk and Fury are on a decline, truth be told. Fury more so than Usyk. But yeah, Fury's on the decline. And as a result of that, I think that Tyson Fury knows that, and I think that that's a lot to do with what played out in this fight, in my opinion. I think that who won the fight, because I see a lot of people online calling it a robbery. Who won the fight? Well, I haven't scored it. Maybe I will score it and watch it again, but just from watching it initially, I think that it's close. It was a close fight, and I was watching it with my friend, and I said, look, they're just going to give it to Fury because of the Usyk fight that's down the line, and I think that's possibly what happened. It was a close fight. A lot of people are saying it's a robbery. I see a lot of people saying, Ngannou definitely won, and I think that's because they were expecting dominance from Fury. So I think that because they expected the fight to play out a certain way and it didn't, they're now going and saying that Fury lost that fight. From watching it, I think it was close, and if you said Ngannou won, I wouldn't argue with you, but if you said that Fury won as well, I wouldn't argue with you. I do think it's arguable, and I need to watch it again, that Fury might have actually got knocked down twice in that fight. The third one, which was clear, and there might have been another knockdown as well. I think another thing in this fight that played out to Fury's detriment is the physical strength of Ngannou, because Fury normally has a physical strength advantage against his opponents. Against Ngannou, it was close, so that kind of neutralized Fury's physical mauling tactics. He couldn't really do it to Ngannou to the extent he probably would have liked. So credit goes to Ngannou for going and doing what he did. Does he have a future in boxing? Probably not, because let's be real, he's in his late 30s, mid to late 30s at minimum. Fighters tend to decline within that period. He's not going to go on a long run, so I don't think he has a future in boxing. And you may actually find, I would pick Anthony Joshua to knock out Ngannou. I would pick Wilder to knock out Ngannou. Honestly, I think that he got Fury at the right time, and a lot of credit goes to him for that, but I don't believe that he's got a future in boxing at the top level anyway. Let's talk about Adeleye versus Wardley. Well, I think Adeleye disappointed me a little bit. I think the occasion maybe got to him. I've seen Adeleye look better than that. Wardley, a lot of credit needs to go to him because he had no amateur fights, so a lot of credit needs to go to Wardley for that, a lot of credit. And I think that Wardley, he took centre ring, he used his reach with the jab, and Adeleye, what he was trying to do, he was trying to be the boxer. He conceded the real estate, and he decided, I'm going to be the boxer, and I'm going to, outpoint you with the jab, and then when you fall in, I'm going to catch you with counters. And it worked a bit. I think it's probably Adeleye won the first round, but that's probably the only clear round I gave him in this fight. So there were times where you were thinking, Adeleye looks like he's got something going here. But then Wardley would match him, and Wardley just looked a bit more decisive. And I'm surprised that Adeleye wasn't more aggressive than he was in this fight. And then Wardley got the knockdown, and then from there, was it a good stoppage? I'll watch it again. Maybe I'll change my opinion. I think it was a good stoppage because he was all over the place. So Wardley moves on. Credit to both for taking the fight. Credit to both for risking their own. Wardley keeps surprising me. Martin Bakole versus Carlos Takam. Martin Bakole is that guy. He's that guy. He's that guy that keeps proving me wrong. I remember I picked Kamil Sokolowski to beat him back in the days, and then he went and beat Kamil Sokolowski. And then he went on my video where I picked Kamil Sokolowski, and he was like something along the lines of, see, you picked Kamil Sokolowski to beat me, I went and beat him. So, and he keeps surprising me. He went and beat Kuzmin, although many people say Kuzmin won. He went and beat Yoka. He went and beat that I don't know the guy, how to pronounce the guy's name, who was also unbeaten in his, I think maybe his last fight. He beat Carlos Takam better than Joyce and Makhmudov. So this guy keeps surprising me, and I think he just needs a straight shot, or he needs to fight a top contender. He's a risk. He's definitely a risk. And I know him and White went at it. Based on that showing, he knocks out Dillian White, in my opinion. What else was there on the card? Makhmudov, he did his thing. He did his thing. He did his thing against Wright. And there's nothing really. That guy was a career cruiserweight. Makhmudov needs to stop wasting time now. If his promoters or his handlers could get him something, they need to get him something such as an eliminator, final eliminator, or a straight shot. No one's going to give him a straight shot. He's commercial value too low, and he's too high risk. Joseph Parker versus Simon Kean. Joseph Parker gets the job done, as I thought. Simon Kean got power, but it's like he knows what he wants to do in the ring, but his body won't let him do it. He just doesn't look coordinated enough. But it looks like he knows what he wants to do. He's got power, but he already been knocked out by Carmen. He'd been knocked down numerous times as a pro, and I just felt that Joseph Parker's experience and ring savvy would be enough, and it was. I see Moses Itauma won. I didn't see who the opponent was, but I see he won in the first round. So yeah, all in all, good card. I was kind of busy, so I need to go back and watch it properly, in the sense of sit down, relax, and really analyze. But yeah, I think the biggest surprise was Tyson Fury, how he looked, even though he got the win. So yeah, what did you guys make of the card? What did you guys make of my commentary, post-fight commentary? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation to support the channel, do so please, because the link for that is in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.